NBA free agency is here. A lot of transactions have happened over the past 1.5 days or so. I was originally planning to make a video where I was going to talk about 4 major moves and then all the minor moves that happened at the end of the video. I'm going to make a separate video about all of those minor transactions. In this video and the next, we're only going to talk about players that have changed teams. We're not going to talk about players re-signing because I don't think that's nearly as significant, but I might do one if I feel like there's something to talk about there. Now, also, I'm also not going to talk about any trades. That's a separate video for trades. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, let's dive right in. Start off with Danilo Gallinari signing with the Hawks. This one was the first major move of free agency season, and it's a pretty significant one. 3 years, $61.5 million, the largest ever for a player above 30 years old that's never been in an all-star game. So this is something that Woj told us a few minutes after the signing was announced. In my opinion, this is a pretty good veteran addition for the Atlanta Hawks because it seems like they are trying to make a push at least to the playoffs, but they've said that they're in a win now mentality, which is smart. You know, you have one of the top point guards in the league in Trae Young. You have a young, really good player in John Collins. You have the good pieces around them. I think they signed someone else that's not coming to mind right now. You drafted a good player. You signed Chris Dunn. That's who it was. You signed Chris Dunn and Gallinari around Trae Young. It's going to be a great team. It's going to be really fun to watch. I think this is a great move for the Atlanta Hawks. Next up, Montrezl Harrell signs with the Lakers, and this one, it's a 2-year contract for $19 million, including a player option, I believe, on the second year. And really, my thoughts are chose the Lakers. Of all teams, you chose the Lakers. It's a pretty snake move. I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want to be in the Clippers after the way that went down.
They've gotten a number of second shots, though.
George, way off. It's the side of the backboard.
But, come on. The Lakers, really? You're going to pull, I mean, this is like a mini KD move. Like, he's not as big of a superstar like KD was, but really? I mean, come on. You could have picked any other team. But whatever, he chose the Lakers. He wants to stay in LA, I guess. One thing that I can tell is that the playoffs have definitely hurt his value on the market. People were saying, like, this guy could get, like, I don't know, 15, 20 million, maybe even more than that on the open market. He got under $10 million a year on average in this contract. So clearly something has hurt his market value, and I assume that it's his playoff performance. Pat Bev, clearly not happy. If you saw that tweet, I don't know, it doesn't matter. They're not on the same team anymore. So, I guess they're going to have to play against each other now, but we're going to have to see how that plays out. The Lakers won the championship with the team that they had. Now they're even better pieces surrounding LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's going to be a very, very tough team to beat in the Western Conference. Next up, Christian Wood. Welcome home. He's not actually from Houston, but welcome to the Rockets. Christian Wood. 3 years, $41 million contract. Originally reported to be 3 years, $27 million contract. I don't know what happened to give Christian Wood that extra $14 million, but the first report said 3 year, $27 million. Now it's saying 3 years, $41 million. Doesn't really matter. I think they're both really, really good value deals for a really good player who people were saying could get like 20 million plus on the open market. And my question is this going to be the centerpiece of a rebuild? I don't think so. I don't know if Christian Wood is good enough to be like the person that you're going to surround your rebuild around. If the Rockets are rebuilding, which transitions right into my next point, does this make Westbrook and Harden change their minds about whether or not they want to be in Houston? I don't think so. I think that they have made up their minds, because if they're saying, get me out of here before free agency and trade season even starts, they're clearly not happy, and I'm pretty sure that what happens in free agency isn't going to change their mind if they're ready to go that early. Now, transaction was reported to be done in a sign and trade, which we're going to have to see what that sign and trade is. But all we know right now is that Christian Wood is coming to the Rockets, and that's a definite upgrade for the Houston Rockets. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does in the Rockets colors. Next up is Jerami Grant on the Pistons. This is a very interesting move. I don't know who saw this coming. Definitely not me. But he signed a 3-year, $60 million contract, which is okay. That's about par for someone like Jerami Grant. Nuggets apparently offered the same amount of money, but he still chose Detroit, which is a very interesting move because the Nuggets, fresh off of a Western Conference Finals run where they took down arguably the title favorite in the Los Angeles Clippers and came back from 2 3-1 deficits. But nonetheless, he chose Detroit. Apparently, he's expected to have a bigger offensive... I don't know why I said apparently. He is expected to have a bigger offensive role in Detroit, which is understandable. They don't have the superstar or stars that, you know, Denver does in Jokic and Murray. They do have good players, you know, Griffin, Derrick Rose. They have good players. Nothing Jokic or Murray level, though. And Detroit is making moves. You know, they have made a lot of good moves that are going to help them. We're going to have to see how that pans out. But yeah, they're definitely making moves. They're using their available cap space to sign some people, make some trades, improve the roster. The final one that we're going to be talking about in this video, and this is a shocker, Gordon Hayward signing with the Hornets for a 4-year, $120 million contract. That's a lot. That is a lot. $30 million for an aging Gordon Hayward is a lot, especially when you're paying that over 4 years. And that's just not a smart move. Charlotte is not known for their smart free agency signings or, you know, trades or whatever. They're not known for a very good front office, so I would say it's fits the character description of Charlotte that they would give Gordon Hayward this much money. But what I'm surprised is, why would Gordon Hayward go to Charlotte? There were reports that he was going to Indiana, which in my opinion made a lot more sense for the Celtics and Gordon Hayward, since, you know, Gordon Hayward could still be on somewhat of a contending team, and the Celtics would probably get better pieces in return than what they would get out of Charlotte. And what this tells me is that Russell Westbrook is almost certainly not going to Charlotte now, since they just paid Gordon Hayward this much money. I don't know if they would have the willingness or just the straight up cap space to pay Russell Westbrook however much is on his contract, like $40 million plus. I don't know if they're gonna pay that, especially now. This also does make Gordon Hayward's contract one of the worst in the NBA, right up there with Al Horford and Tobias Harris and among those people. And that's about it. No other major moves have been reported as of yet. I do still have my notifications turned on for Woj, so I will keep you posted and updated if anything else pops up. Another video I will be uploading simultaneously to this one is the minor moves in free agency. I'll just be talking about all the minor moves that have happened and my quick thoughts on that. So I'll see you there and see you next time. Peace.